Happy Sunday, y'all. Welcome to today's live, which is the 2 secrets to confidence that you may not be aware of. And if you're just joining the replay, fast forward to minute 1. I'm going to give everybody a minute or so to hop on, and then we'll get started. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay squad, as always. And if you're watching live, hashtag live squad. And as you join the replay, tell me what is one thing that you think contributes to confidence before we get started. What's up, Sam? How are you, girl? What are you up to today? As you join, also tell me, what are you doing with your Sunday? I have been grocery shopping, meal prepping, buying my Christmas decor. You can see my little mini Christmas trees back there. I love decorating for the holidays, and I'm going all out this year, guys. All out. What's up, Chloe? Welcome to today's live. As you're joining, tell me where you're watching from, hashtag live squad, and we will get started here in just a second. So I'm really excited to talk to you about confidence today. Sam is meal prepping, low glycemic for the win. Yes, girl, get your low glycemic carbs in, complex carbs, love it. Hey girl, hey Chloe. Also, I'm gonna show you what I'm drinking. It is this Trader Joe's cranberry and lime seltzer. It has 5 calories. It just has like a tiny bit of cranberry juice. This is delicious. If you feel like, oh, what can I eat that's healthy during the holidays and still enjoy myself? So many things. Download my Fall Favorites meal plan for free on my website. You can purchase it for free. Just use code GRATITUDE at checkout. Okay, so let's start talking about confidence. Sam and Chloe, tell me, what do you think creates confidence? Comment below as we get started and tell me what you think. And if you're watching the replay, tell me as well. So I'm going to give you 2 things today that I've used to build my confidence over the years that I think will be super helpful. Just to give you some background, I was not a confident person for most of my 20s. I was extremely insecure. I remember, never feeling comfortable in my body, never feeling comfortable in my clothes, feeling insecure at my jobs. I always felt like I was not doing things right or I was going to get in trouble with my boss. I had a lot of anxiety. What's up, Miss Kelly? Welcome to today's live. We're talking confidence. So I struggled a lot in my 20s with confidence. I lived in LA where I was constantly, holding myself to the standard of all of the, plastic surgery and models and perfect actress bodies and all these things and fake tans and, the Orange County girl. And I always felt like I never measured up to her. I always felt like I was somewhere down here. And so I struggled a lot with confidence throughout my 20s. Can anybody else here relate? Hit me with some hearts or hashtag me too if you've also struggled with your confidence, especially in your 20s, okay? So as I got older though, I've learned a couple keys to confidence that have really helped me. And I would say I'm at my all-time highest of confidence right now. And I think confidence is something that develops with age. Now that I'm older and I'm 37 and I can look back on my 20s, I can say, oh, some of that was just growing up, right? And just as a human, developing myself. Kelly's also struggled with confidence. Thank you for being honest, Miss Kelly. Chloe says, having something you're great at, having a style that's uniquely yours, accepting your failures as opportunity for growth. I love that, Chloe. Yeah, that's a great perspective. So here's one of the things that I have learned makes a huge difference with confidence. Are you ready? It is doing what you said you're going to do. What? Really? That creates confidence, Heather? Yes, and here's why. Because when you make promises to yourself and then you break them, you learn to not trust yourself. And that will damage your self-esteem and your self-confidence. It's something that's so simple, but so overlooked. I see so many people in life struggle with honoring their word to themselves. They say, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym this week, and then they just don't. Or I'm going to, pay off my credit card, and they just don't. There's so many little micro promises throughout the day. Oh, I'm not gonna drink alcohol today, and then you do it. I'll give you an example from my own life recently. I've really been struggling to quit caffeine. And for a lot of people, caffeine may not seem like that big of a deal, right? Like, I'm not shooting up heroin, okay, guys, yet. No, but it's coffee, what's the big deal, right? But it's something that I realize is an addiction for me. Like, it's a true addiction in the sense that it's something that I'm tolerant to, I'm dependent on, and I go through withdrawal symptoms if I don't have it. That's the trifecta of addiction. And so, physical addiction. And so I've really been struggling with it because I'll say to myself, I'm not going to drink coffee. And then I do. And then it damages my self-trust and my self-confidence. It's really crazy. So a couple weeks ago, I said, I am not going to drink coffee. And the first week was rough as hell. I am telling you guys, I had all the withdrawal symptoms. But then something amazing happened where I started to feel better and it became easier to maintain my commitment to myself. And now I allow myself 1 mini cup of Trader Joe's coffee when I go grocery shopping on Sunday morning. And I'm actually not really craving coffee anymore. But what's bigger than beyond the coffee is that I now trust myself more. I've increased my self-confidence just in the past 2 weeks, just because I'm honoring my freaking word about not drinking coffee. So if you're struggling with confidence, I invite you to list out all of the places in your life where you are not honoring your word. And this could involve you doing things that you're not supposed to do. It could be avoiding things that you need to do. Perhaps you have unpaid bills. Perhaps you are late on things. Perhaps you've made a promise to a friend that you haven't fulfilled. Perhaps you've made a promise to yourself that you're not fulfilling. These are all things that are going to damage your self-confidence and your self-esteem. The higher level of integrity you operate with, integrity being defined as doing what you said you're going to do by when you said you're going to do it, the higher level of self-confidence you will generate. Okay, so that's number one. Is this hitting home for you guys? Tell me below if you can recognize an area of your life where maybe you've been breaking your promises to yourself. This is really important. It's not easy always to maintain our standards in life, but I was reading, I think it was Lewis Howes was talking about this, the regrets of the dying. And one of the regrets of the dying I thought was really interesting, was not living life according to their standards. And that kind of surprised me, because some of the regrets I was expecting, but then some of them I wasn't. And if you aren't living life according to your standards, you will experience a lack of self-esteem, okay? So keep your word, honor your word. If you're gonna break your word, communicate to those people. Deal with yourself too. If you say, I was gonna go to the gym today and you don't, deal with yourself about that you broke your promise, and what are you gonna do to make it up to yourself? Okay, I'm not gonna go to the gym today, but I'm gonna go tomorrow. How are you gonna make that up? Okay, are you ready for number 2? Hey Tasha, what's up girl? Hey Patty, say hello if you're just joining the live. Let me know you're watching. Don't be a creeper and just watch without saying hi, because that's weird, guys. Okay, so number 2 key to confidence is competence. All right, so competence is a key to confidence. So competence is being really freaking good at something, right? It's effortless for you. I have people watching of all different backgrounds. I'm going to give you an example from my own experience as a nurse. When I first started as a nurse, I was basically kind of an office nurse for my first year and a half, and then I decided to try to get into the ER to be a nurse. It was the only type of nursing that remotely excited me. I was very bored already with nursing a year and a half, 2 years into it. And I thought, okay, the ER, that'll probably be the one thing that's exciting to me. All right. And so I applied for this emergency nurse position at a trauma center, a level 1 trauma center. And they normally would not hire people like that. But I knew the educator who was in charge of hiring with the manager, and she put in a good word for me. But they basically had to take me on and train me from scratch. And I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to put in an IV. I didn't know how to deal with a patient who was coding. I didn't know how to put NG tubes in. I didn't know anything. And I felt so insecure to be in this environment where I was basically completely unknowledgeable. All right, so what had me develop confidence as a nurse was developing competence. And what develops competence? Tell me below. What do you think develops competence? I'm so glad you like this topic, Tasha. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I took a break from doing lives for a few days because I'm in my luteal phase, y'all. If you know what luteal phase is, hit me with some hearts. But when I'm in my luteal phase, which is the last week before my period, well, luteal phase is the 2 weeks before your period, but especially the last week before your period, I get very reflective and introspective. I like to do a lot of reading and thinking, and I feel less social. And doing Facebook Lives is actually social for me, even though it's through a screen I'm talking to you. Okay, so here's how you develop competence. Practice. Okay? I know, this live is earth-shattering, guys. This is like groundbreaking, thoughts that I'm providing today. You get better at things in life through practice. And so as a nurse, after 2.5 years of being in the ER, I was extremely competent at certain things. There were still some things that I was not as confident with because I didn't get to experience them that often, because in the ER you don't get every single kind of patient every single day. So it took me a while to develop confidence with, say, like a stroke. But for everything else, I had a huge amount of confidence because I practiced. I did IVs over and over, and I probably did thousands of IVs. I talked to thousands of patients. It became very easy for me because I was operating a high degree of competence. All right, Tasha says things that lead to competence are studying, trusting yourself, and getting experience. Yes, Tasha, great. So learning things, trusting yourself, but I would say getting experience is the number one most important thing to developing competence. You can't just read about things. You actually have to get in the game in life and practice. So, this could be applied to your dating life. Maybe you feel not that confident talking to guys that you're, attracted to when you're out, but you want to talk to them. Well, here's what's going to give you confidence in that situation. Dive in and do it, girl, okay? So you actually have to get in the game. You have to get in the court, practicing, playing, trying it, being kind of uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone. That's how you're going to develop competence. All right, so once you've developed that competence, you're going to start to experience confidence in every area of your life. So as a nurse, I developed a lot of competence, which gave me confidence. I transferred that confidence that I had developed in myself as a nurse to starting my own business and becoming a nutrition coach and a mindset coach for women. So it was something that I was like, wow, I became an ER nurse. Heck yeah. Like, if I can practice and be disciplined and learn that, I can start a business. Let's do it. Doesn't mean that when I started the business, I was super confident of it at first. It was like, okay, this is new. I got to get my hands around this. How do I do this? But I just applied myself every day to practicing, and practice is what created my competence, which has led to confidence. Okay. Does this make sense to y'all? Is this helpful? Hashtag helpful if this is hitting home for y'all. Now, I'd like to open this up. Does anybody have an area of their life where they're struggling with confidence? And I can give you a little bit of coaching around that specific area and some things that you can try. So comment below, coach me, Heather, if you would like to go through an area of your life where maybe you're struggling with confidence. Also, confidence is something that develops over time, but only if you're developing competence and you're honoring your word. If you're just getting older, but you're not applying those other two things, you're not going to have confidence. And let's just talk about it. Like, you getting skinnier, you feeling more confident in clothes, those are great external things, but they aren't like that deep confidence. So that's why I said in the title of this live, spoiler alert, confidence is not because you're a size 2 or you have perfect hair or any of those things. It's a deeper experience of yourself and the world inside of you that comes from self-trust. And that self-trust and self-esteem comes from honoring your word to yourself, honoring your standards, doing what you said you're going to do. That is huge. I'll give you one last experience from my life recently. When I got home from a retreat I went to, the Matt Hussey retreat, if Chloe's still watching, she was there with me, it was amazing. So I went to the Matt Hussey retreat and we created new rituals in our life. And one of the things I've been struggling with this year was feeling kind of super unproductive. As a business owner, one of the luxuries of my business is I don't have to get up at a certain time every day. I'm my own boss. I can set my hours. I can say, hey, this is when I'm available to clients. And, so I have a lot of flexibility with my schedule. But one of the things that was happening was I was feeling very chaotic during my days. I was feeling unproductive. I would, I just felt like I was wasting time. I wasn't as disciplined as I could be. And I looked back at the previous year and realized, there were things that I regret. I regret procrastination. I regret not being as productive as I could be. I could have been more disciplined this year. I was still super happy with what I accomplished, but looking back, I saw there was room for growth. So when I got back, I created a new ritual for myself. What's up, Jake? Jake from Maui is on the live. How are you, Jake? So Kelly says, honor yourself. Epic. Yes, girl. Isn't it amazing? Let's just celebrate Kelly Wolf in my program, who's down 20 freaking pounds in 7 weeks or something crazy, 8 weeks. She's amazing. So I created a new ritual, which was to get up at 5:45 in the morning, Monday through Friday. Let's just preface this with Heather is not necessarily a morning person, all right? It's not something I'm ingrained with. I like to sleep in. I like my bed. It's super comfortable. It's one of those memory foam beds. I have a silk pillowcase. I feel like a princess when I sleep. So I created this new ritual for myself. And the first week, it was really hard to get up every morning. The second week, it was a little easier. But then the third week, I was like, oh my God, is this my new life? Do I have to keep doing this? But then something happened around the fourth week where it started to become effortless. And I got really excited for my new routine because I had created structure and discipline in my life. So Monday through Friday, I wake up at 5:45. I do my quick morning routine. Then I do 30 minutes of deep work. So I create content for my clients. I write a podcast episode. I do something that requires thought, typing. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not responding to messages. I'm not checking email, any of those little kind of not trivial, but smaller items. I really put my attention on something. Then I go to the gym. Then I come back. I eat breakfast. I listen to a podcast. I shower and do my makeup. And then I'm ready for my day. By 10 a.m. at the latest, I get started. And this experience now that I have of myself is one of a lot of respect. I have a lot of self-respect and self-esteem because I've implemented a new routine and I've stuck with it. So I've honored my word to myself over a period of weeks now. So I've developed a high level of confidence within myself, right? I have self-confidence because I believe what I said I'm going to do. So this is just one example. Also, so on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm allowed to sleep in. But the cool thing is now I just sleep into 6:45 or 7 now. So I share that as an experience because it was a challenge for me to honor my word to myself. There was actually a morning where I hit snooze and I don't think I got up till 6:15, and I actually had a really crappy day that day because I didn't honor my word. I got late, started doing everything late to the gym, and my experience was I didn't honor my word that day. I had less confidence in myself. So to sum up, the 2 ways to create confidence are to do what you said you're going to do, honor your word to yourself, keep your promises to yourself, build that trust within you. So when you say something, you experience confidence that that's going to happen, you're going to do it. That will lead to even more self-confidence. And then number 2, develop competence in things that are important to you in your life. So it could be in your career, it could be in your fitness, it could be a hobby, but as you develop more competence in all areas of your life, they will cross-mingle and intertwine, and you will have an experience of greater self-confidence overall. Y'all, I hope this was a helpful live. If you're watching the replay, share with me your most valuable takeaway in the comments. If you're watching the live, also tell me your takeaway. I'm going to comment back to you when the live's over. As always, if you have any questions, just comment below and I will answer them for you. A couple of reminders. I have a new podcast episode up to date with my amazing client, Brittany Fleury. She talks about how to stay motivated exercising when you're new to it. So I think you guys are going to enjoy that episode. Check it out, The Positive Thread on iTunes and Google Play. And that you can also download my fall favorites recipe book for free through the end of the year. This is my way of saying thank you for being a member of my audience and my tribe. All you have to do is go to my website, thepositivethread.com, click feed me, then go to the little hamburger thing right at the menu, go to cookbooks, and then you click the cookbook, add it to your cart, use the code GRATITUDE at checkout, and you will get my recipes for free. I have my protein pumpkin pancakes, pumpkin chili, baked apples, just healthy comfort food. Also my protein mac and cheese is sentences in there, which is so freaking good. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a great Sunday, and I will see you all soon. Bye.